Yeah, pause YouTube. 6-Foot Hacks here. Happy guys today, week 2 of Pokemon 4 Glory Season 2. Of course, if you guys are excited for this, make sure to hammer that like button down below and show off your support for the Durham Druddigons. This week, guys, we are facing the Adelaide Honchkrows, coached by Bill Standish. Now, if y'all may have missed the team voting video, a link to that, along with a link to P4G and Bill's channel, is all going to be down in the description for you guys to go check out. That way, you can check out everybody and check out and find out what we are bringing to this battle. Now, if you may have missed week 1, quick run through of why week 2 is going to be post narrated. Originally was going to do week 1 live, messed up, had to do a post-com, and I was originally going to do week 2 post-com anyways, just to see how you guys kind of liked it. But since a lot of you really want me to do live battles, week 3 is 100% live. I guarantee you that right now. So I'll probably be throwing in a little post-com match here and there, but not like every other week. Maybe one post-com like every couple of weeks or couple of matchups. So that's kind of going to be the general idea. But yeah, guys, I think that's all I have to say. A good thing about this matchup, though, is that it's going to be in Citrus, so that's going to be a little plus, so the quality is hopefully going to be pretty awesome. Now, let's take a look at the team preview. So, looking at Bill's team, I was really excited to see that he did not bring the Mega Gyarados. Mega Gyarados could have been a little bit terrifying if it was a substitute Dragon Dance set, so not having to see that or have to worry about it relieves a whole lot of stress off of me in this matchup. However, though, he did bring the combination of Galvantula, Kartana, and Kieran Black. So in Sticky Webs, Kartana and Kieran Black are going to be absolutely terrifying. Then late game, if my Slurpuff gets too weakened, Hitmonlee could maybe sweep depending on the set. So I have to figure out what kind of set that is and how I'll be able to play around it. I'm pretty sure Braviary is going to be a bulky Defiant set or a Choice Scarf Defiant set, and then Reuniclus is probably just going to be a defensive Calm Mind set, or maybe like a defensive supportive set, and that's essentially what I was thinking going into this battle. So with that being said, guys, let's go ahead and get this started. So, of course, my initial lead going into this game was always going to be Victini, because I was really positive that he was going to want to lead off with his Galvantula just to be able to get up his webs turn 1 automatically. That way he would force me to go for the defog with one of my 2 defoggers that I did bring. Now, the good thing about the defogger I did bring, though, is that even if he has Scarf Braviary, Jolly Max Speed or Jolly Speed Invested Aerodactyl with the speed that I have is going to be able to outspeed Scarf Braviary. So he does end up going for the webs turn 1, and I really wish that I did put Magic Code on Victini like I originally planned, but it's okay. It's not going to be entirely too huge of an issue. As I go for the Glaciate, he has no safe switch-ins to this Victini, because I can definitely outspeed Galvantula after the -1, and I'm going to be doing a whole lot of damage to whatever he decides to switch into this attack. As you can see, I do a solid 51% to the Kieran Black, and even if he Scarfed and outspeeds me, there's no way he knocks me out in any one hit. So I can honestly just go for a second Blue Flare here and either knock out Kieran Black or get off a lot of damage on whatever comes in as he switches into the Reuniclus after the Blue Flare damage and the leftovers recovery. And thanks to the fact that I got the burn, I found out he's Magic Guard. But as long as I don't get like an absolute minimum low roll on this V-Crate, I'm going to be able to pick off this Reuniclus. And the fact that I'm able to get rid of this Reuniclus so early on in this battle just makes my Cobalion an even bigger threat to him in this game, because Reuniclus was really the only thing stopping Cobalion from just coming in and clicking close combat for free. So obviously I'm at -1 speed and -1 defense, and he's going to end up bringing in his Hitmonlee here. I don't want to take a potential Stone Edge or a knockoff, as he does end up going for it. So I'm going to make the safe switch into my Slurpuff. I am a very defensive set, so I'll be able to live anything he wants to go for, and then expecting him to actually want to switch into his Kartana, I'm going to go straight for the Yawn, because I don't want to let Kartana potentially get a free Swords Dance, because that's going to be absolutely terrifying to deal with. As I make a bit of a questionable play here, there was honestly no reason for me to not have gone for the Yawn again. This was just a really bad play on my part, because he shouldn't have just blindly gone straight for the Brave Bird as I thought he was going to go for it, and that's actually why I went for the Wish on the off chance that he did want a Brave Bird. But the U-turn should have been very obvious to me, and if I had double Yawn here, I would have been able to prevent this Kartana from potentially setting up. But because there's a chance that I could have had Flamethrower. I didn't expect him to go straight for the Swords Dance this early on in the battle, which is why I just switched directly into my Garchomp. But he does end up going for the Swords Dance, and depending on his spread, a +2 Z move is going to just annihilate Garchomp. So I basically have to choose something here to potentially sack, as with him losing Reuniclus and him not having Chandelure, I really don't have use for my Greninja. Because he's got webs up, it just makes it even more expendable to me in this game. So in a sense, I'm able to waste his Z move here, which is a humongous plus, because there's no way he should gain a +1 speed boost considering that Kartana's physical attack is much higher than its speed. So he's gonna knock me out here, and then I can safely bring in Garchomp, except for the fact that this thing gets a speed boost. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys when I tell you I needed a brand new pair of underwear when I saw this thing get a speed boost. Depending on the coverage moves that this thing has, it literally just sweeps me. By getting that +1 speed with the +2 attack, this thing is able to outspeed everything in webs and potentially knock everything out. So at this point, I started panicking. I was like, crap, I essentially need Garchomp to live whatever attack this Kartana goes for. Plus, there's a chance that he could crit my Garchomp, and that's gonna make things even worse. So at this point, I was just praying to Arceus and just hoping that he, for some reason, was not going to be able to knock me out with any +2 hit. As he goes for the Leaf Blade, thankfully, Guillermo is fat, ladies and gentlemen, and we chew the hit, and we're going to be able to knock him out with the Flamethrower. Now, if you saw the team building video, I told you guys, I did not expect them to bring the Timid Swords Dance Kartana set. So, the fact that I'm able to just annihilate this thing after it already wasted its Z move and got its boost is so good for me. It does suck, I'm not going to be able to get up rocks in this matchup, but honestly the fact that Garchomp got rid of Kartana is more than enough work that it had to do, as he's going to knock me out with the Earth Power. This gives me a free switch into my Mega Aerodactyl. At this point, his only switch in to my Mega Aerodactyl is Hitmonlee, which funny enough, even though I'm not running that many attack EVs, a Stone Edge is still a straight 2-hit KO on Hitmonlee, unless for some reason he's like max defense, max HP, or something along those lines. So he probably thought I was going to go for the default here, that way he could have got a safe switch into Hitmonlee, but by being aggressive and going for the Stone Edge, I'm going to be able to 2-hit KO or knock out the Kyurem Black, or 2-hit KO, whatever he decides to bring in, as I don't have to worry about missing the Stone Edge because I do have the Fire Fang. I do take a bit of chip damage from the Bullet Punch, but at this point, all 3 of his last remaining Pokemon just get destroyed by Stone Edge. So as I mentioned, even if this was Jolly Scarf Braviary, I specifically EV'd this Mega Aerodactyl to outspeed that set by 2 points, so I'm going to be able to connect another Stone Edge and knock out the Braviary. As he brings in the Kyurem Black, I'm going to make what you guys may think is a questionable play here, because yeah, I can just go for Stone Edge, knock out Kyurem Black, and knock out Galvantula, but the problem with that is that I'm unlucky, and Stone Edge has a 20% chance to miss. So by going for the Defog, I essentially guarantee myself the victory. Yeah, I lower differential, but if I pull out the victory, I don't really care too much about differential, because I can safely bring in Victini, outspeed this Kyurem Black because I now know he's not Scarf, and I specifically EV'd Victini to outspeed a plus speed natured Kyurem Black by 1 point. I'm able to knock him out with the Blue Flare, as in comes the Galvantula. There is no move Galvantula has that is going to be able to knock out my Victini in any one hit, even if he gets a crit, because this is a bulky Victini. I'm going to be able to chew the hit and then still annihilate this thing with the V-Crit, because we got to finish this in style. So Victini, man, putting in a lot of work in this game, and if it was not for Garchomp just being such a bulky mon, man, and living that hit from Kartana might have been able to sweep us if it came down to it, or he could have saved it for later in the battle, and then it could have swept late game. So I was so thankful, man, that Garchomp was just able to chew that hit, and then Cesaro and Victini just basically pulled out the victory for us. So, good game to the Adelaide Honchkrows and Bill Standish. Of course, if you guys did enjoy this video, make sure to hammer that like button down below. Again, guys, week 3 is going to be 100% live, recorded along with a bunch of the other games that we're going to have. As I mentioned at the beginning, there may be a handful of games that I'll be uploading like post-com, but not like every other week, maybe like every couple of weeks, just to kind of mix it up a bit. But yeah, guys, I know this was a really quick battle, but I think this battle, I think this battle was less than 20 turns if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, guys, again, links down below to Bill Standish and Pokemon 4 Glory. So check them out, guys. And with that being said, I'll see you all tomorrow and next week with week 3 of Pokemon 4 Glory, where we will be taking on the Camden Ursaring. So later, everybody.
Cause my brain and heart are both tied in a knot, and this hinders me from crying a lot. This causing me to show no emotion. But when I said I cared, I wasn't joking. But I guess it's too late for me to become broken. For now, I'm living with no more pain, tears, or hoping. I'm just coasting. Yeah, I said I'm coasting. No more pain, tears, and hoping. For real.